Ready to make a real impact every day? Join the Active Day Home Care team and help clients maintain their independence in the comfort of their own homes. Make a difference in someone's life as you provide essential daily assistance and protect their health and happiness. Earn up to $20 an hour and enjoy additional perks like optional daily pay, 401k, paid time off, ongoing educational training, and more. Join a team that values care, compassion, and your professional growth. Visit activeday.com to apply.
It is time to leave your worries outside and laugh with us inside the Treehouse Show. I'm Dan O'Malley, along with Trey Trenholm. Today is Tuesday, April 7th, 2025. We're already off to an exciting week. Yesterday's special guest was actor and comedian and friend of ours, Tone Bell. Today, we get to welcome...
Potty mouth.
Potty mouth also can be added to his IMDb profile. I made the very massive mistake yesterday of saying, yes, you can swear because Trey will bleep it, thinking Tone was only going to say like one or two. Well, that opened the floodgates and he unleashed about 45 of them that poor Trey had to edit. So thank you, Trey. And again, I'm sorry.
You're welcome. It was a fun interview.
So if you missed it, catch up. You can catch up. treehouseonair.com. Listen to the Tone Bell episode from yesterday. But on the heels of Potty Mouth Tone Bell, we decided to welcome in a refreshing voice into the Treehouse Show, one that has been missing inside the show for many, many years, that of positivity and talent. Let's welcome Tara Ward from 99.5 The Wolf into the Treehouse Show today. Hi, Tara. Yay.
Hey, guys. So anytime I cuss, Trey has to do extra work and edit.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
For you.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I'd love to say it would be fun for me, but I know what would happen. He would then pay it forward to make me do it.
Yeah.
So
I promise I'll try not to say any saucy language.
We'll let you have a couple.
I feel like we need to have like a tally for any time we have a guest in. It's like you're allowed this many, but once so you only get so many, so use them wisely because once they're gone, they're gone.
I actually
all the time that I can't cuss, and now that you told me I cannot, I mean, I'm on the air 5 hours every day. I never ever do, and then it's like
Trey has a lot of experience with telling a woman no and then her not doing it, so he's used to it.
Poor Trey.
Trey and I are not good at keeping our feet down.
I have to apologize in advance. I didn't get home in time like I wanted to. I am in the copy room at the office, so the copy machine's right behind me. So you may hear people coming in going, sorry.
So basically, you're doing your own Rob Schneider Saturday Night Live making copies bit here.
Yeah, making copies. So we're very fancy up here with our blank white walls.
Yeah, it's very empty cubicle. Like someone may have worked there at some point, but since it's radio, they clearly don't anymore. And they didn't even bother to redecorate. Yeah.
Oh, it's painful. I think this actually was traffic people at some point. Now all the traffic people in DFW are in one building. But before, when we had individual traffic people, I think that's probably what this was.
Yeah. Hell, well, now when you say traffic people, you mean actual traffic reporters?
Right. Like,
yeah,
there's an accident on 635.
Yeah. Yeah. Because the other industry jargon for traffic is also commercial traffic. And that's a totally different part of the building that you really want to stay away from because they have the worst job in radio. That's dealing with sales and talent and management all at the same time. There's a reason why their turnover is so high.
They stand in the hallway and wait for you to do a commercial with like a piece of paper and you're like, hey.
And a stick because we did it wrong. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, no, like the traffic reporters, I mean, hell, back in it's like, this is how much radio has changed over the years. We're all wise enough. Well, we're all old enough. I'll be honest. We're all old enough to remember honest to God traffic reporters in the skies, in helicopters and things like that. Whereas now it's the nice, safe cubicle that they may be recording from.
I would never be able to do traffic in a cubicle next to another traffic person because you'd hear me. I have kind of a loud voice. There's no way they'd be like, we can hear her. I'd have to have my own little closet to do it from.
Yeah, there's a reason that when you said, yeah, we'd love to come on the show, you knew to put yourself in your own corner.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you remember, Tara, I forget, how long have you been in DFW radio your whole career, or did you start out somewhere else?
I was in the Quad Cities on Dwyer and Michael's morning show for 1 year. And aside that, I've been from here. I was on Kid Craddock's show, went to the Quad Cities, the Wolf, 1029 Now, and then back at the Wolf. So yes, except for 1 year in Iowa. Yeah.
I was going to see if I was correct in my guess that Quad Cities was Iowa. I was right.
Yes. Yeah. Everybody in the Midwest, so nice. I had never been on a classic rock station. It was a perfect experience for me.
Oh, that's awesome. The not good experience would have been as traffic reporter in DFW when they used to actually fly. I think there were 2 helicopter crashes in the time that we've been in radio, Trey, which for me was since 1998.
For me, since
both
01.
Yeah,
there was. We knew one of the people because they. I want to say they broke their back.
Yeah, there was, because it used to be back in the day. You would have a couple of traffic reporters in one helicopter flying around reporting for different stations.
Mm-hmm.
So, and sometimes there'd be a TV traffic reporter as well.
Right.
And I remember there was twice that a chopper went down. I remember when the KVIL helicopter went down and it landed in a neighborhood and everybody was fine. Then there was one later on when we were at CBS radio at Live 105.3. That was when the really scary one happened. That had, I think it was Julie DeHardy doing traffic from this helicopter. Chip Wagner from Fox 4. That helicopter went down and there were some injuries. Everyone lived, but there were injuries in that one.
That was, I want to say that was in Cedar Hill, and it was by the water. I remember because I remember that it went down and the pilot. Yeah, I remember he flared out at the right time to like save some lives and not,
basically cushion the landing.
Yeah.
It's amazing that they know how to do that. And I feel like with a helicopter, anytime it doesn't crash, to me, seems like a miracle because you hear about them so often. And that's the reason why it makes sense to me that radio corporations don't want the traffic people flying around in helicopters anymore because, look, just a couple of them fall out of the sky and you got a huge liability issue.
Well, but also with the tight ass people in television, because you talk about it. I mean, at one point, every news station had their own chopper.
Mm-hmm.
And then, and different radio groups would have theirs. It was, especially when there was something, an event. You remember back you would see 5 or 6 helicopters, floating around.
Yeah, now it's none. Now it's just like one drone and everyone taps into it.
Mm-hmm.
But I do commend you, Tara, for finding the rare ability to, when we're talking about helicopter crashes in DFW for traffic reporting, you managed to crash your internet connection into the Treehouse studio.
And it's still...
Well, she's got herself muted, which that might be the first time that's ever happened in Tara Ward's career.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
Time now for one of my favorite parts of a Treehouse episode, and that is talking to Daniel Cook from Cook DFW Roofing and Restoration. Not just because he's an expert at roofing and remodeling and all things construction, but he's also a big fan of the show, which we obviously appreciate. So what was the topic we were throwing around recently, Daniel, that really got your attention?
Well, I'm driving around in the truck. We start talking about milk. So the first thing on my mind, which milk do you not want to drink? And I'm with Trey. Buttermilk came to mind. I also thought about breast milk. But then when you started throwing around cockroach milk, I'm like, what the F? both me and my partner were driving, and we both look at each other like, I don't know who's going to throw it first. And so, yeah, the cockroach milk definitely didn't settle well.
The good news is I don't think it's going to be next to our cow's milk or goat's milk or any other kind of quote unquote more normal mainstream milk anytime soon.
Hopefully not. I'm definitely not on board with that.
Well, just imagine a long, hard day of roof inspections and going back to the truck and pouring yourself a nice cold glass of cockroach milk. Cook DFW Roofing and Restoration. Give them a call for your free roof inspection. 833-COOK-DFW, 833-COOK-DFW, or the website cookdfw.com.
You're listening to the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
This segment of the Treehouse is brought to you by Cook DFW Roofing and Restoration. To get your free roof inspection, call Daniel Cook today at 833-COOK-DFW. Make sure your roof is okay after the last storm and ready for the next one to come. 833-COOK-DFW for that free roof inspection, or check out the website, cookdfw.com. This is the Treehouse Show. I'm Dan O'Malley, along with Trey Trenholm, and today's very special, esteemed, and unusually quiet in the last segment, Tara Ward from 99.5 The Wolf. I believe the official name of your show on The Wolf is Wake Up with the Wolf Show, right?
We are the Wake Up with the Wolf Show.
Are
Yes.
you the wolf, Tara?
I'm not the wolf.
Tara, in the future, when someone asks if you are the wolf, you say yes.
Oh no, I don't know this. Is this a song lyric or a like a movie line? I don't know.
Yeah, it's just an excuse for me to say a line from Ghostbusters, which I know Trey gets a kick out of.
Yes, I am the wolf.
There you go. There is no wolf, only Tara Ward. So we were talking a little bit in the last segment about kind of you got your start at Quad Cities. You've been in DFW for the majority of your career. How long have you been at the Wolf now?
Well, this is my second time. I was there for 10 years, off for 7, and then I've been back for 5.
Right. Okay. That's what I meant. Was this current time?
This time, 5.
Yeah.
5 years.
Yeah, us radio people, sometimes we boomerang.
Yes. Yeah. But I got to work with you guys in the same building, so that was fun.
That was fun. And honestly, I don't think we really didn't get a chance to do a whole lot of stuff together because at that time we were on the Eagle doing the afternoon show. You were on 102.9 now, then, which is back to Mix. So confusing.
Yeah.
Doing mornings.
Right.
So our paths didn't cross that much in an on-air capacity, but we saw each other in the halls and everything all the time, which was, always,
yeah, because you are the hardest working man in radio. You were there at like 10 o'clock in the morning, and your show didn't start till what, 2, 4?
3.
Okay. Yeah.
That was all the way back before they remodeled the offices, and Trey and I had to share.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we didn't even have our own offices here. But you know what we did get to do together was you invited me to jump on the float with you guys at the parade. And I think I did my first Jell-O shot. I probably hadn't had one since college. And you were like, do Jell-O shots. I was like, did you make them? And you were like, yeah. I'm like, okay. Because they peg you in the head with Jell-O shots. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. The Greenville Avenue St. Patrick's Day Parade is a madhouse. And I don't think you were there for it, but I think the following year there wasn't. I'm not saying there may have been. There absolutely was a shot with Pete Delkus from Channel 8.
Oh, really? Okay, that's fancy.
Yeah. For him, of course, not for us.
Right. Well, yeah.
Speaking of fancy things, this is semi-random. I'm not sure what you covered most recently on the Wake Up with the Wolf show on 99.5 The Wolf. But we love viral stories, funny news, and just basically people being stupid. And I think this might be the best example of that I've seen in recent days. An American YouTuber who left a Diet Coke can for a reclusive tribe on an island has been arrested in India. Yeah.
Is that against the rules, I'm guessing? Is that considered like pollution there, or was it the actual Diet soda they left?
It's actually worse than you think. The reason why this is illegal in India is because of a reclusive tribe that lives there, has lived there for thousands of years, has refused any and all interaction with the modern world or any outsiders whatsoever. They have actually murdered people who have landed on their shores.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Now, since they're a reclusive tribe, they do it the old school way with, bows and arrows and spears and stuff. But there have been
just as effective.
Yeah, it still works.
Did the guy know when he went there that that's how they handle visitors, or?
He did. The big clue there is YouTuber.
Okay, well.
This was not an accident. The police in India, after they arrested him, even said they found detailed plans and logs and search history of researching the island, how to get there, all that kind of stuff. What? And go ahead, Trey.
Did it say why he wanted to leave? I mean, did he leave the Diet Coke can on purpose? He
left it intentionally. Now, if this was product placement, well done.
Right.
If it was if this is a collaboration with Coca-Cola, good job. But I think, unfortunately, this is just another example of a human being a human and not being able to leave well enough alone.
Right. Now, did they drink it? Do we know?
I don't know. That's a great question. And that's one of those, that's something else we do a lot on this show. We'll ask a really good question, and the story that we have to research tells us none of the answers.
It's like it becomes Temptation Island once it's there. Like the leader of the tribe takes it in his tent and doesn't share it with anybody, or
well, there's I know there's 3 or 4 islands in the world where there are cultures that have not had any contact with the outside world, and it's strictly forbidden for anyone to go there, to not upset their way of life, because then you have, the story we did months ago about the tribe and the Brazilian rainforest that got internet, and all of a sudden, they've gone from primitive, to they're on social media and having fights.
It's ruined all of our lives. We should leave the people on the islands alone, right?
Exactly. And that's kind of what I mean. It's like, why is it that we as a species just can't mind our own business? Yeah. I can't tell you how many times I've heard somebody say, "Oh, I don't like this thing." And then some asshat has to say, "Oh, that's because you haven't had this thing. Here, try it." And then they shove it in their face.
I want to know how he got on and off the island without the islands people getting to him.
So he got real lucky, because there are specific examples throughout, recent years and recent decades that people have gone to this island and been killed. So this guy got extremely lucky. His name is Mikhailo Vitorovich Polyakov. I'm not even sure if I got close to saying that properly, but believe it or not, with that name, he's actually from Scottsdale, Arizona.
Okay.
He was arrested at the end of March, 2 days after he set foot on the restricted territory of North Sentinel Island, which is part of India's Andaman and Nicobar Islands. And he was trying to meet people from the reclusive Sentinelese tribe.
I'm surprised they didn't put an arrow in his head, and then he would have gone viral, right? That would have been fun.
Yeah, that would have. Hopefully, that would have been a live stream. Visitors are banned from traveling within 3 miles of the island. So not only is it illegal to land on the shore because this tribe is so dangerous, but visitors are banned from going within 3 miles of it. The population has been isolated from the rest of the world for thousands of years. They use spears and bows and arrows to hunt the animals that roam the island. And despite being suspicious of outsiders, some people have still tried. An American missionary in 2018 landed illegally on the beach, was killed. They shot him with arrows and then buried him in the sand. In 2006, this tribe killed 2 fishermen who accidentally landed on the shore. So they've tried to limit contact with this tribe. And then this American YouTuber said, "I know what they need. They need a Diet Coke."
I feel like the GPS for those fishermen should have been like, "Turn back, turn back."
Be a nice awooga sound or something.
Ooga.
a nice sign somewhere in the ocean floating. That's just
right.
Don't go past here. Just don't.
Do not enter.
Yeah. You think if you put a skull and crossbones with a spear through it, it'd do the trick.
You'd think.
You're listening to the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
Did you know you can get even more Treehouse? Yes, it is true. Subscribe to Treehouse Plus today. When you do that, you get bonus content, subscriber-only episodes, including video, and it's all available when you subscribe to Treehouse Plus. Do that at patreon.com/treehouseonair, Patreon, patreon.com/treehouseonair, and subscribe to Treehouse Plus today. I'm Dan O'Malley. That's Trey Trenholm inside the Treehouse today for Tuesday, April 7th. 2025. Special guest from 99.5 The Wolf in Dallas is morning personality Tara Ward. Yay. Hi, Tara.
This is my first ever podcast experience. I've never been on a podcast before. It's fun. It's fun watching you do your thing.
Well, congratulations. I'm glad that we get to be the ones that pop your podcast cherry.
Mhm.
Well, God.
Oh, I'm sorry. Your Wolf co-host probably doesn't go that blue, does he?
No.
She's waving her hands in front of her face. Oh my God. Where's how do I escape this room? How do I get out of here?
I'm a dork, so I love the formatics of it all. Like, I love all the rock riffs, and the rock riff is that. I love all that stuff. It's fun.
Well, I'm glad, and we appreciate you doing it. And yeah, if you ever do any podcasts in the future, we will have definitely ruined the experience.
That's not true.
Oh yes, it is.
Oh yeah, it is.
I was hoping Daisy Dog was going to make an appearance. That would have made the whole deal for me.
I can make that happen.
Okay.
All right, before you leave the treehouse today, Tara, you will see Trey's Daisy.
Daisy Dog.
Tara,
you said. Go ahead, Trey.
Tara, what time did you get up this morning?
3:30.
And you're still smiling and radiant and
Yes. By 2:00, I'm worthless, but we have a little more time for me not to be worthless. I'm like this all the time. I wake up and hit the floor running. I don't need coffee to wake me up. This is pretty much my usual.
Someone needs to put you in a syringe and sell you on street corners. Make millions.
That sounds like fun. At least fancy street corners, not scary ones.
Oh yeah, no, Highland Park, of course.
Now, how about Fort Worth street corners? I prefer that.
Fair enough. Sundance, a little West 7th, perhaps.
Yeah, put me outside.
If I remember correctly, it was at Mira Vista, the development in Southwest Fort Worth. That's super fancy down there. There you go.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm over here telling you I think Billy Bob's is fancy. That's the difference between you and me.
That works too.
Those are my people, baby.
Hanging out in front of Riskies. I remember what I was going to ask you. You said you're at the radio studios, but you're hiding in a closet, basically the copier room. You said someone found you and slipped you a note?
Yes, I got a note from TCU. Speaking of Fort Worth,
is it a note or is it a bill?
I've been accepted. No, that's never going to happen. So they have this program that they're doing that I think is really fun, especially if you have littler kids. You can name a squirrel on Texas Christian University's campus. You make like a $3 donation. It goes to their scholarship fund, and we named one Wakey Wakey Shaky Shaky.
Aww.
My co-host Ryan was thrilled at that name. And so we got a little official certificate, and then this is a receipt for my donation, and it's cool. I mean, it's fun, and people are like, how are you gonna know which one is yours? Ours is a little cowboy hat, of course.
Oh, there you go. That's perfect. Yeah, because
Right?
It sounds a lot like the name a star after someone thing,
Yes.
which is basically a scam because
Right.
you can't actually claim things in space because
Hey,
you don't even know if it's a star.
squirrel. It's a squirrel on the campus. They're very smart squirrels.
At least the TCU squirrels on campus are tangible.
Yes. Don't touch them though.
No. So do they tag the squirrel so you actually know the one is yours, or did you actually go to TCU and did you attach a little cowboy hat on Wakey Wakey Shaky Shaky?
Does your Tara know how detail oriented you are? These are not the details that we have a squirrel. I don't know how we tag or pick.
My wife wishes I was this detailed.
Oh, okay.
I'll say it, but doing it are two completely different things.
Right.
Yeah.
What were the other?
No, Wakey Wakey Shaky Shakies running around on campus in a little cowboy hat. That was the extent of the knowledge I had. I haven't seen a picture of him yet. I'm waiting for somebody to send us one.
And a tiny little beer bong.
Yes. Well, yeah.
What
Today's
were
National Beer Day. Did you know that?
I did see that. Yeah, for technically, well, I guess technically Monday. Yeah. What is it, Trey?
What were the name options that lost out to Wakey Wakey Shaky Shaky?
I didn't let Ryan vote on this one, so it was all me, and that was my first choice. You can name one too, though, Trey. You name one after Daisy Dog.
Squirrely McSquirrel.
Squirrely McSquirrel Face. That's always a classic. I may do this. How much did you say it cost?
It's $3.
$3 to name
scholarship fund. Yeah.
Okay, $3 to name a squirrel on the campus at TCU. I think we
love
can.
that.
Trey, I think we can afford that inside the treehouse.
It's better than naming poop after your ex at the zoo. A lot of zoos do that, right?
Mm-hmm. That and the cockroaches. Yeah. Yeah, Tara, can you send me that info? I'd like to do that. I'd like to name a squirrel after Trey.
I would. Oh, I love that idea.
Yeah, because he too was full of nuts. That works on a couple levels.
Yeah.
Tara's like, yeah, no, I get it.
And let you do that thing for you too.
Yeah, it's like, Tara's, I'm gonna go to bed now. You want Trey? Do you want to name one after me? I take it back. I don't want you naming one after me because then the C word's going to get involved. It's going to get ugly.
Well, Peggy McNuts.
Oh, that's just wrong. Please don't explain that to Tara. That's just embarrassing. She'll never talk to us.
Don't explain it to me.
No. Sometimes it's better not to know.
Somebody email me.
Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
Peggy McNutface. Ugh.
You're listening to The Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
For all things Treehouse, go to our website, treehouseonair.com. On the website, you can get past shows, links, contact info, and more, including our brand new Treehouse Talkback feature at treehouseonair.com. Click on the microphone in the lower right-hand corner, and you can leave us a message right here inside the Treehouse that not only will we receive, but then we may actually use it on the show. Very cool. So do that today. Go to the website, treehouseonair.com. This is the Treehouse Show. I'm Dan O'Malley, along with Trey Trenholm, and today's special guest, Tara Ward, from 99.5 The Wolf's Morning Show in Dallas.
Hey.
So, Tara, you've done the Wake Up with the Wolf show for 5 years now.
Correct.
Trey and I did morning radio at the Eagle for a little over a year, and we are very much on record with stating how much we hated it.
Yeah.
We love radio, and we love doing a show, but we didn't like the morning show hours. They are abysmal. It's something that if you truly hated someone, that's a schedule you would make them work. And you've been doing it now for 5 years, and you are still full of energy, and you're seemingly happy, you're smiling. How do you do it?
This is my natural. I mean, I know that sounds so dorky and makes you want to roll your eyes. This is just, I'm naturally always like this. I mean, it's an adjustment, and I've literally technically been doing mornings my whole radio career. So since 95, God, I just aged myself. She's old. But I mean, I don't know. You adjust to it. It's funny when you have people that come into our show for a short period of time, you can see like by Thursday you're done, but then by Friday you're all revitalized again because it's Friday.
Yeah.
But I just, I make myself go home from work. I have to work out before I can take a nap, but I have to have a nap before I can go into mom mode. Just have to.
That makes sense, because that was something that we always struggled with doing morning radio is, do you take the nap? Do you not take the nap? And I think I eventually got to the point where my body just made the decision for me.
Right.
It just shuts down, and I just fell face first. And and that was how we dealt with it,
Sure.
along with Trey and I drinking way too much.
Yeah,
Well.
that probably, had we done less of that, we probably wouldn't have struggled with mornings so much.
I know. The irony now is that we're in the best shape of our lives to do morning radio because we drink so much less now. Trey, not at all. He's just, he's completely sober now, which is great. So yeah. And instead now we do the podcast at whatever time of day we feel like it. So
Well, and the hours I do make me a cheap date because 2 beers and I am just like I'm blah, blah, blah. So I don't drink very often, but when I do, it doesn't take very much to feel it because I guess you're so exhausted, right?
Well, the good news about that, besides the benefits that you've already pointed out, but not drinking means you don't have to worry about doing drunken things that you then have to relive or learn
Right.
about.
Explain.
Very, very true. I say that because of the story I saw out of New Hampshire. A man walked into a Family Dollar on Saturday night completely naked, except from the mask he was wearing. And you have to assume that he wasn't sober.
Yeah. So he's worried about. You're talking like a COVID mask, or so
in my mind, I wish it was like a home invader type ski mask type situation, but it wasn't. It was a surgical mask.
So he's worried about his lungs, but not the rest of his body being exposed to whatever germs that are going to be around him. He's like, so I sit on this chair that 50 people have sat on. No biggie. At least my lungs are safe.
Yeah, at Family Dollar. So, I mean, this isn't like sitting on a bench at Mikosina.
Right.
So he walked into a Family Dollar on Saturday night and shouted, "Hey!" to the clerk and then ran out. The clerk says he was a heavyset man who was totally naked except for the surgical mask that he was wearing. Police are investigating and asking if anyone recognizes him, and they have not released any photos of him because, well, it wouldn't necessarily do any good. Although, just imagine you're him. Imagine you're him and you bust in and you go, "Hey," with the mask on and you're completely naked. But then the clerk says, "Frank?"
If you really know your man, you might identify him by a picture.
Mm-hmm.
Just depends how close to detail you are. We talked about that earlier, right? You might be like, "Wait a minute, honey, is that honey? Hey."
You said you were going out with the guys.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com. You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
If you like the Treehouse show, then you should give us a follow on social media because you'll love us on social media. At Treehouse On Air is our handle across all the social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, X, whatever it's called today, or if it's sold to somebody else later. TikTok, once we find out for sure if it's going to stick around, obviously you can follow us there. Instagram, even Threads. We're pretty much everywhere that's worthwhile to be somewhere. At Treehouse On Air. This is the Treehouse Show. Dan O'Malley, along with Trey Trenholm, and today's very special guest inside the Treehouse, Tara Ward from 99.5 The Wolf in Dallas. Her very first podcast today.
I know, right? I'm like, okay, this is fun. I don't have headphones on, so I feel like I don't look as cool as y'all.
You don't.
Are we being gentle?
Yes.
You are. I mean, we've already talking about naked men and beer and squirrels. So, if you have to put the little thing that says what the podcast is about, naked men.
In our
squirrels.
defense, you're the one that brought up the squirrels and the beer.
Okay.
Those are on you. 2 out of the 3 are on you, Tara.
Throw a naked man in there and it's a good story, right?
All right. Today is Tuesday, April 7, 2025. Let's celebrate with some birthdays. Where did I put the birthdays? There they are. All right. Celebrating birthdays today, we've got DJ Loaf, or I'm sorry, Deej Loaf. I think it's somehow maybe worse.
Meat Son?
Oh. I don't. Her biggest hit is "Try Me." It's DEJ Loaf, so it's either Deej Loaf or Dej Loaf. Trey, you may be right.
My 16-year-old, I couldn't tell you, right?
I couldn't either. Trey, I'm with you. It might be Meat's kid.
Yeah.
Matthew Healy. He's the lead singer of the band, The 1975. He is 36 today.
Nice.
Taryn Noah Smith is 41. He played Mark from Home Improvement. See, this is what's sad, Tara. When we get into the 40-somethings birthdays, that's when we all perk up and go, okay, now I know who you're talking about.
I've seen that show.
I believe, This is also what's sad about child stars. I'm trying to remember the three boys from Home Improvement. And I don't know if Mark, who played the youngest one, whose birthday is today, I don't know if he had any legal troubles. Brad, the oldest one, has had a lot of them.
Yeah. See him a lot.
And then the middle kid, Zachary Taylor Thomas, I think.
Zachary Taylor Thomas.
He was one that actually had somewhat of a career afterwards. I don't think he had any major legal issues.
It was really random because he was huge. Like we were all, we had him in Teen Beat magazine, and then he just disappeared. It was really strange.
Yeah. Do we know where he is? Do we need to put him on a milk carton?
I feel like I have recently seen him somewhere doing something. I mean, he's still around, but I just don't know if he's an actor now.
Well, it wasn't panhandling, was it?
No. He's too hot to panhandle. Yeah.
I would need to see a current photo to know for sure.
Trust me.
Because sometimes those child stars do not age well.
Yeah, and you're like, who was that guy? The Dennis the Menace guy just died.
I did see that. Yeah. I think he was 76.
Yeah, he had a good run.
God, what was his name? Oh,
Dennis.
Can't believe
at the age where you remembered someone, you didn't realize that the people on the TV were not that actual person. You actually found out they were an actor. You're like, oh, really? You're like, wait, that's Dennis the Menace. What's he doing in that movie?
Yeah. Yeah. Dennis the Menace, the actor that played Dennis the Menace, just passed away. I want to say his name was Peter North, but I know that's not right.
Jay North.
Thank you, Trey. Appreciate that. That's Peter North is a completely different guy in a completely different genre.
Peter's like, I'm right here, bro. I'm good.
Yeah.
Although he's also a menace. Big menace.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com. You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
You can advertise right here inside the Treehouse. Sponsorship opportunities are available. So if you're interested, to shoot us an email, treehouseonair@gmail.com. That's treehouseonair@gmail.com to advertise here inside the Treehouse. This is the Treehouse Show. I'm Dan O'Malley along with Trey Trenholm. On Tuesday, April 7, 2025, today's special guest, Tara Ward from 99.5 The Wolf in Dallas. Tara, you were saying something in the break about country news. Oh, wait, I'm going to put that on the back burner because Trey's pulling out the big guns.
Daisy dog. I keep waiting for the call for Auntie Tara to dog sit. Look at that baby. You're such a sweet girl.
Tara, did you know that Trey keeps Daisy in a holster on his hip? Ready to go.
I did not know that.
He pulls that chihuahua out like he's at a gun range.
That's how you bring all the ladies around, right?
Yeah,
She's
that's
such
right.
a sweet baby. Hi, Daisy.
Daisy's like a World War I machine gun, just dropping people left and right. When was the last time you saw Trey's dog, Tara? Like in person?
We were at she was at the bar. What bar was that? The last time I saw Trey was in Waxahachie, I think. So it's been several years, way too many years.
Well, you work right by where I live, right by your work. We can.
Oh, well, bring her on up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a play date.
Yeah, I'll bring my cat. They can chase each other around the studio.
All right. So since you work at 99.5 The Wolf on the morning show, you're obviously up to date with all the current country music goings on. And you were telling me in the break, you know, it's like if we ever have any country stories we need insight on, we should give you a shout.
Absolutely. Text me and I'll come on and be your country correspondent.
Ooh, I love that idea.
I won't let you make fun of us though. I mean, you'll make fun of us and then I'll laugh at you. And
No. This is a new version. This is Treehouse 2.0. We don't insult our guests, or at least we try not to. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We try to make actual friendships as opposed to the transactional kind. But I do have to let you know though, Tara, that for, you know, the role of country correspondent inside the Treehouse is already filled.
What?
That doesn't mean that you can't contribute. I'm just saying you're gonna have some.
Really?
And Dan just disconnected himself. Really ruins that bit.
We'll wait. I'll react again.
Yeah.
Sometimes I forget my own controls.
Who's better at country corresponding than me, Dan O'Malley?
Oh, he's a special correspondent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Me, that's who. Luke
Oh.
Bryan. I'm the best damn country correspondent ever. Can you take Tara? Tara Ward, is that you from 99.5 The Whoop?
It is me. Hey, what's up?
Do you remember the last time we hung out?
I do.
I don't. Can you tell me what happened?
I think beer was involved. Beer and
Did you know my buddy Dan does a really terrible impersonation of me?
Yeah, but I think you'd actually like it if you heard it. Has he heard it?
No, I can't. It's kind of like a paradox in time travel. We're not allowed to occupy the same space at the same time. Otherwise, we merge and become one, kind of like in that Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, Time Cop. But also like that Time Cop movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme, I also do the splits between two kitchen countertops in my kitchen, in my underwear.
Believable. Very believable, friend.
You're damn right. I mean, there's a reason why my jeans are this tight.
So you can bounce back. Whoop.
That's right. I can even stand back up from the splits using only my legs. So you fancy yourself a country correspondent, Miss Ward?
Well, I'm not compared to you, obviously.
Well, you're damn right. Keep that in mind. But just in case, is there something going on in country music that you think I don't know about? That's what I thought.
Not possible.
Here's I'm gonna give you a little secret to covering the country beat. You ready?
Okay.
When news is slow, you don't have to worry about reporting it, so you just make some.
Oh, okay.
Have you been to a Family Dollar lately?
Why do you ask, Trey?
Well, there was a story. Do you still have COVID masks around?
That was in New Hampshire. How the hell did you guys hear about that?
Well, word gets around. You're quite famous.
I'm kind of like Shakira. My hips don't lie. Oh, that was really terrible.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, we'd love to have you as a country correspondent, Tara. We'd appreciate
fantastic.
that. Although apparently part of the prerequisite for the job is being able to do the splits in the kitchen.
Oh, well, then we're in trouble.
Tara, thank you so much for hanging out with us inside the Treehouse. We had a lovely time. Thank you for putting up with us.
Me. Well, it's fun. Good to see y'all.
All things Treehouse. Go to treehouseonair.com and be sure to follow all things 99.5 The Wolf at
95thewolf.com.
There you go. See, she fills right in. And you can also find and follow us on social media. For the show, it's at Treehouse on Air. For me, it's at the Dan O'Malley. For Trey, it's at Trey Trenholm 1. And for Tara, what are your social handles?
Tara 995 The Wolf.
There you go. We'll see you next time right here inside the Treehouse.
Bye, guys.